This video is sponsored by my OnlyFans, where I do my meaningful sex educational content, fitness, health, nutrition, relationship advice, and more. And hi guys, and welcome to, Year's Reviews, and with me, as sometimes, is my dear friend, Logan, who is the comic book superhero slash expert, and I am something like that, but not to that extent. So here we are discussing the latest, not the greatest, I would say, DC new Slate that was revealed yesterday as of making of the stream, and yeah, James Gunn gave it to us. Okay?
No fireworks.
Yeah. So we are here in our superhero costumes, you can say. Yeah, and we are prepared to talk about this, guys. So, for those of you that don't know, yes, we are comic book fans and real nerds, and we liked the Snyderverse as much as possible, which is a lot. Of course, there was some stuff there that not exactly perfect or something, but overall, we did love it.
Yeah.
For the most part, is a different take, but at the same time, it's more realistic take from some points of view of this universe and Superman, all of those things.
And superhero movies as a whole. People had certain expectations to those movies.
Yes, indeed. And hi to the chat. Hi to
the super chat.
To the super. Oh, yeah,
hey, it's really a super chat. Because it's with superheroes, we mean, yes.
Oh yes, of course. And guys, we are going to now talk about each and every one of these, things that James Gunn put forward, and we're going to let you know what the heck we think of this, because there's a lot to talk about. We are going to try to not be like here the whole freaking evening, because we can't. So
I'm the co-CEO of DC Studios.
You're going to watch it through this. No, we're not. No worries. Okay, so I'm going to put it forward, and we're going to hear what James Gunn has to
Come
say.
in and make sure the DCU is connected in film, television, gaming, and animation. That the characters are consistent, played by the same actors, and it works within one story. And if something is outside of that, like Matt Reeves' Batman or Todd Phillips' Joker or Teen Titans Go, that it is clearly labeled as DC Elseworlds, outside of the mainstream DCU continuity. Now, Peter and I have gotten pretty lucky in terms of the 4 projects that are coming out over the next year. First, we have Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Shazam! Has always been off kind of in his own part of the DCU, so he connects very well. That moves directly into The Flash, a fantastic movie that I really love, that resets the entire DC universe. Then to move into Blue Beetle, a fantastic film about a kid who's a marvelous part of...
Okay, first of all, everything that will come out now, everything that it's already done and not cancelled, everything is fantastic. Obviously, we haven't seen it, but everything is fantastic.
And apparently, as he will say several times, marvelous.
Marvelous, yes, it is
so
marvelous.
So it's actually Shazam now in the Elseworld brand or what?
No.
Couldn't understand that exactly, because he said he was kind of always in its own world.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this all means that, okay, so the current movie is just going to set up the new movies, and then the Flash is going to reset everything, and here we go.
DCU, and then into Aquaman 2, which leads directly into our next few projects, which I'm going to tell you about now. So, Peter and I, along with a group of very talented writers, have started to map out an 8 to 10 year plan of what DC Studios will be in film, television, and gaming. This first chapter is...
And gaming, by the way, guys, that's very important, because the first time when I watched this yesterday, I did not hear the gaming part. I was just like, in expectation. So basically, the gaming part, the part just flew away. But it's amazing, that we are also going to have all of this combined, and it's going to be the same in gaming. So what the heck is happening now with Suicide Squad? Maybe it's not gonna be canon. But it's going to be like a separate Elseworld story. That's what we're going to find out anyways.
Admit it, you just can't wait for all the card games they're going to put out there, right?
Yeah.
Is called Gods and Monsters. Now, this, what I'm about to tell you, is a part of the first chapter. It's not the entire first chapter. The first project is Creature Commandos. Creature Commandos is an animated series. I've written all the episodes. Something we're going to do that's a little bit different at DC is we're going to have characters move into animation, out of animation, usually having the same actor play their voice as who plays them in live action.
Okay, that's pretty good. I mean, I like that part.
Yeah,
of it.
this one sounds great just because I like all those classical monsters. Basically, here we're going to see the DC version of Frankenstein's monster. Okay. Which we can see right over there, the green-looking guy with a bit of a redesign, as far as I can see.
The green-looking guy.
Yeah, behind the
yes.
woman with the red coat.
Yes.
Now, basically, that comic book was created around in the 80s, and it's about all those, kind of like Universal monsters, just because Universal has the rights to their movie versions, but the other versions are actually in the public domain. You can do Optic.
And that
You can do pretty much whatever you want with them. So DC and Marvel actually have versions of these monsters, and DC has the Creature Commandos, which initially was a group of these monsters fighting fighting in the World War II. Yeah, it was in the World War II, and then further on with again rotating cast of characters. Originally, it was Frankenstein's monster, a human leader whose name was not something.
Not something.
Well, it was not a famous character. Then there was a werewolf, which I don't see here, which kind of makes me sad, by the way, because I like werewolf, but I don't see one here. No. And a vampire, of course, and he was as far as I understood, actually, Eric Flack Sr. is going to be here, there with the yellow shirt, the bearded guy. So the father of Eric Flack Jr., who we saw, maybe they can get Joe Kinnaman to play his father again. Why not? And because for some reason everybody loves that guy from the Suicide Squad called Weasel. By everyone I mean James Gunn probably. He is here. He's in that part, but still that looks great. This probably means that in some of the movies we're going to see them if the actors who are going to be the voices also will be actors in the movies and in the games. So this actually is interesting to me just because I like all these monsters. I mean, the Universal could not give me the Dark Universe, so this is the next closest thing, actually.
Yeah, and I would say I couldn't care less.
Right?
But I'm open to new things.
Yeah,
so I will say.
That's it.
And thank you so much, Optic. Thank you for the compliment.
The next project up is Waller. This is a story of Amanda Waller, played by...
Okay, I think that in all my years, I always wanted to see
Right?
a Mandalore.
Say it, of course. I mean,
Mandalore story.
Right?
Always.
I just can't wait to see the exciting story of her becoming a douchebag.
Can you see my
So,
excitement?
of course, it's just pouring. As we
Can
say.
you see it?
Yeah. It's I'm as excited as I was when they announced that Alfred Pennyworth show that I think is still going, by the way, for some reason.
Yes. Why is
So
that?
why is this here? I have no idea. I mean,
Why is this here? I have no idea.
yeah, right. It's a
Yeah.
haiku, It's a haiku. I mean, who would want to see that? Probably there's some fans of Amanda Waller, I mean, out there in the movie. I mean, she's a great character also in comic books, but to have her own show, why?
Why?
What am I supposed to see? As far as I understand, actually, they're going to. Team Peacemaker is going to have an appearance here, so Peacemaker with the other guys, which means that actually they are still part of that universe. So who knows? But they are going to appear here.
Yeah.
So again, James Gunn is doing his thing.
Viola Davis.
Yeah.
Viola Davis is going to team up with members of Team Peacemaker, and this is a story that's been created by Crystal Henry, who did Watchmen, and Jeremy Carver, who created the Doom Patrol.
Watchmen, the TV show, which was absolutely horrible. I don't want to say the words, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But one of the writers of Doom Patrol, which was actually okay.
yeah, at least that.
No, actually, a good point was that someone said that why did they shut down Doom Patrol but made a creature Commandos, which could be essentially the same thing. Okay.
Is a fantastic story that's out of this world, and I can't wait for people to see it.
Everything is fantastic.
Everything is
It's
out of this
world.
Sure, I
We
mean,
never seen it, but okay.
it's a show about Amanda Waller, so it should be out of this world. Apparently, you know. I can't wait to watch a show about her left shoe.
Yes.
So very
About
exciting.
her left shoe, about her cousin,
Exactly.
about her jacket, probably.
Everything about her sandwich that she forget in the fridge yesterday.
Amazing. Yes, cameo the sandwich. Now,
Okay, next up is a big one, the true beginning of the DCU. This is called Superman Legacy. This is being written by me. I'm in the middle of it. I'm having a great time doing it. And Superman will be released into theaters July 11th, 2025.
okay, we even have a date here, but I just imagine James Gunn, writing the script and like, I'm writing it. I have a great time with it. It's Superman. He flies.
He flies.
Oh my gosh, I'm having a great time.
Let him say a joke. You know.
Jeez.
So well, this is the thing we have to see, because the younger Superman, but still not an origin story, which is actually a good thing, because we already know the origin stories. So
And
not needing a new
someone
version of
put
that.
just Superman. What was that Superman? Damn it. All-Star.
All-Star Superman, the
What is
picture
he-
that they used. What?
What is Sonny doing?
He's talking to Goldie.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay, so it's live, so puppies can talk.
Yes, they can. Already a much more interesting movie
Yes.
than everything
A
James Gunn.
corgi and a Pomeranian talking to each other is a lot better. So yeah, they put this picture of All-Star
All-Star
Superman,
Superman.
which is basically not a beginning but an ending for Superman. I don't know who did that.
And it's
the
kind of like an
editors.
Elseworld story or something.
I don't know if that's like on purpose or they just want to put a very good picture there. Who
There
knows?
are better pictures of Superman.
Yeah.
Now, could it be that they're actually going to base something of it? Maybe, but as you said, that's kind of like an ending story to Superman. So
Maybe
not
just
the
random,
beginning.
I don't know.
Maybe just a random art.
Yeah.
Okay, the next thing is a big premiere HBO television series called Lanterns. This is a story of a couple of Green Lanterns, John Stewart and Hal Jordan, and we have a few other lanterns peppered in there, but this is really a terrestrial-based TV show, which is almost like True Detective, with a couple of Green Lanterns who are space cops watching over Precinct Earth. In it, they discover a terrifying mystery that ties into our larger story of the DCU.
Okay, that sounds
Yeah,
interesting
that
as a
actually sounds-
premise.
the
That's
premise sounds good,
interesting.
yeah.
Yes.
They are supposed to be, these galactic cops, basically. Green Lanterns and exactly that, and each of them has like a piercing. So I mean, the Earth or a different type of zone, and both Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart are great characters. I would like to see Kyle Rayner, but we won't.
Yeah, no
But maybe
update.
we'll
This
see.
is live action.
Yeah.
It says right there on the screen if you can read that, and it's
Mm-hmm.
also you can check my community tab. I posted yesterday all the Slate with some descriptions of what's what. What is he doing?
But he wants to go to the neighbors, I think.
He's trying to dig through the floor. Sunny,
Yes.
stop it.
He did,
Yes, please stop it.
but he will not.
Yes. So next,
In it,
guys.
they discover a terrifying mystery that ties into our larger story of the DCU. Next is a big movie called The Authority. The Authority is a passion project of mine. It's based on the marvelous Wildstorm characters we are now bringing into the DCU and will interact with all of our primary DCU characters. The Authority are a group of superheroes who think the world is broken and they want to fix it by any means necessary. I think it's a very different look at superheroes. We're doing a television series called Paradise Lost.
Okay, he's going through this too fast. So
No.
tell us about the authority.
Now, everybody raise your hands if you have heard about the authority before. Not a lot of people, so maybe Sumika. Okay.
I did not.
Well, yeah. Now, initially, those characters actually, as James Gunn said, they are actually part of the Wildstorm imprint. That was an imprint of DC to have more kind of like darker and edgier stories, of course. Back way in the 90s, it was popular to have things like that. They were created in 1999. And they were most of the members of that team actually were members of another team of from the comic books again called Stormwatch, and they disbanded, and then things happened around the world, and some of them decided to get together, and it's kind of these stories are kind of like a combination between The Boys and Watchmen, something like that. Or the Boys, the comic book, not the show.
Oi.
So the comic book, yeah. But not as gross as the comic book, actually.
Thank God.
But still, they are, not exactly good people, all of them. They do believe that they have to change things, but they're ready to do it by
Any
means necessary. Yes, that's the thing here. Not all of them are actually really good people. Most of them, of course, douchebags. It's nothing that we have not seen before, but it's something that James Gunn would like. I mean, it's literally, these here that they are not exactly superheroes, but kind of like it, but it's different, and let's see it in a movie, and we'll tie them into the universe. Maybe there will be something like villains after their movie, who knows, because they will think differently than Superman, let's say, who will be kind of more like, to justice and all the other things, and they won't think like that. But it's interesting actually, because in that team we do have like an imitation of Superman called Apollo, the guy there that we can see with the sun. He basically has sun powers, by the way, with the white costume close to the sun, and the Hulk man looking guy next to him. And we do have a Batman and a Batman imitation called Midnighter.
Is that guy like right in front?
Exactly that one, yeah. With a coat and things like that. He never takes off his mask, or in very few cases we don't know what he's out to do. He actually has superpowers, but and it's exactly supposed to be like Batman, but he's exactly the opposite, because he has some superpowers like enhanced strength and things like that, but he actually kills people. And both him and Apollo are a couple. Now,
Very forward for the times.
exactly 1999, by the way, but in the Wildstorm imprint, as I said, and they DC had to censor that comic book lots of times. Although it was in that imprint, they said to writers and characters, no, you have to redraw it, you have to rewrite it. Some things are really not okay in it, like.
But it was labeled not for kids.
No, Wildstorm was labeled not for kids, but still. But still, they had to censor some things, especially after Night of 11th, apparently. Not because they show something like a tax return. The things that happen, maybe people were too jumpy back then in that because of that, I think. So yeah, different writers were working on that, but all of them did. These stories about all the heroes. They switch again members, but all of them are douchebags and things like that. So, yeah, it could be nice, of course, but I think that this would work better if it was like Watchmen, just a separate movie. But we'll see. Maybe there will be like a villains, I said, and Superman will get some sense into their heads.
That reminds me of YouTube. How YouTube likes to make us creators label our videos not for kids and then censor us for everything that we say.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, next.
They want to fix it by any means necessary. I think it's a very different look at superheroes. We're doing a television series called Paradise Lost. Paradise Lost is the story of Paradise Island, usually known as Themyscira, which is the birthplace of Wonder Woman. It's almost like Game of Thrones with Westeros, but with all of the inhabitants of Paradise Island. The introduction of the DC.
Okay, so tell us about this now, because I never heard of such dynamic in the communication of the Amazons, so to speak.
It happens, especially in recent years. There was a comic book, I don't remember, was it actually Paradise Lost. There is a comic book called Paradise Lost, but I think it was a different story. But there was a story in which they
Oh boy.
actually we'll have a guest now.
Take it.
Here we go.
Oi,
Now,
oi,
so
oi.
Goldie, tell us about Paradise.
Jesus.
And Sonny, of course, will come now also wanting his doggy. So there was a story in which actually there was something like a civil war on Themyscira, some different factions that were not okay with things that happened on the Themyscira, and that the fact that they got a bit more open up to the world of men. You know,
That's
letting
amazing.
other people go, helping, and maybe it would be something like that, especially if that's an early pre-Wonder Woman Themyscira or something like that. Maybe you see how her mother, Hippolyta, actually gets to be the queen.
Oh.
Or maybe you see a younger Wonder Woman.
Oh, no, you're gonna hit my lipstick.
Or maybe we're not going to see Wonder Woman at all. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, there are stories in which they have that dynamics, like inner politics in Themyscira.
Yeah, by the way, I think you should go check for what they did because they did something.
Someone did
I'm
something.
going to have to entertain the audience with
Yeah,
Goldie.
with your dog.
Yes,
Let's see.
with one of my dogs. So Goldie, I propose Goldie for the new booster goat that you're also going to see here. Goldie for everything. Goldie for president. Sunny for everything as well. So somehow it should be divided between the two of them. The power. He's a wonderful pom-pom. Okay, so what do I think about this? I don't know, guys. I mean, a show about Themyscira, like Game of Thrones in terms of what we're going to see, some politics. Bleh. I mean, in Game of Thrones it was made great, and you actually don't feel like it's politics at all. You just feel that like it's intrigued. One character smarter than the other character, and then Littlefinger, and all those things. So I don't know, guys. It's very weird how James Gunn decided to just make some stuff from the bottom of the barrel almost, and we don't know actually if this applies to Superman or not. I mean, it looks like it's gonna be okay, but I mean, it looks like, but what is going to be is not going to be an origin story. Then what is going to be then? I mean, who knows? And let's see what you guys are saying in the meantime. Superman story being written by James has potential in general, but if I was James Gunn, I was going to call all the best comic book writers that are alive and just ask for their perspective on Superman, how they have written him in terms of their train of thought. Just consulting with them in this way may help him realize some stuff that maybe he would miss now. It's very important to hear other people's viewpoints, especially writers that have done well, throughout the years. So I would talk with other people like that, also with Zack Snyder actually, to see how he thinks, how the other people think, and knowing how also people think on the internet, and just make like the truest possible Superman that there is somehow. I mean, when you make it really good, even if you don't actually agree with it initially, you will see the other point of the creator. So basically how some people, when they saw Man of Steel, they were not sure about this new approach to Superman, but they saw it, they understood it, and they liked it eventually. Not all people, some are still like, oh no, this is not my Superman, but a lot of people did with time. So I am leaving Goldie, run and be free, my pup. Go to Sunny, like this. That's a joke from Xena, and one episode with Joxer, the Mighty. So yeah, that is what I think about this. Really, so far, if I have to rate this, I would say this is like 4 out of 10 Slate, or care maybe just, because like Three things
It's pretty much for yes.
are worthy of me saying, "Oh yes, this is exciting," and the rest is like, "No, no, no, I'm not sure, and we'll see." Now let's continue.
DCU's Batman is The Brave and the Bold. The Brave and the Bold is the story of Batman and his actual son, Damian Wayne. This is based on Grant Morrison's great comic book run. Damian Wayne is my favorite
A great
Robin.
comic book,
He's
sure.
a little assassin who Batman tries to get in line, and so this is the story of the two of them and the beginning of sort of the Bat family in the DCU.
Okay, first question: why do we freaking need the Bat family in the new DCU like already? I don't need that.
Yeah, I mean, we can see how successful was Gotham Knights now.
Well, yeah, and you know,
And
we do have to have some kind of a cool established Batman from the DC
yeah,
DCU. How is the official name now?
I think DCU.
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 DCU. Okay. So I don't get why.
I'm okay to have an established Batman who actually has seen some things and it's not going to be again an origin story, things that. But then again, why Damian Wayne? I mean, when it was actually, it's pretty much proven in sales, and every time they try to make a new comic book with him and a new story, it's pretty much proven that nobody buys those things, and maybe out of 100% comic book fans, let's say 10% like him. You know, now don't know about movie audience or things like that, but even people who actually saw, because he does appear in some of the DC animated movies and things like that, and I have friends who watch just that. You know, they don't read comics, they just watch some of the animated shows, and again they say, oh, who is that? Why is he there? Why not a real Robin? A real Robin, you know? No, he could work if he's not exactly 10. I mean, in comic books, it's not very clear. Was he 10 or 11, somewhere there? Because then, how do we show a child who is 10 or 11 and it's an assassin with a sword? Maybe just show a different dynamic between him and Batman and the way of thought, and maybe they could do that better in comic books, because in comic books it's never kind of like, no, I don't kill, okay, but I kill, but all that and things like that. It's kind of like he's always whining about, but you are never there, and he tells him, but I didn't know about you, but you are never there.
Oh, so annoying.
You know, what is he supposed to come to your football match or something, or what? I mean, so yeah.
Comments.
Yeah.
So that
that's
says, I
definitely.
think there's some very interesting angles here, actually, especially if you consider things like the Brave and the Bold storyline and Supergirl storyline. I'm not sure how that connects.
Could be. Now, I mean, there are different Brave and the Bold stories, by the way.
They're
So,
different what?
different stories with Brave and the Bold also. I don't know if they use, because the Brave and the Bold actually is also a name of a series of comic books in which Batman meets with different people. There was also different superheroes. There was also in a cartoon by that. And Grant Morrison's comic book is actually also called Batman and Son at first. Yeah. They could, I mean, he can work if it's not exactly 10 years old or something like that. If it's a bit older, like let's say 14, 15, could be a bit, but again, are they going to show me the other people, like established Nightwing and Tim Drake? Probably they put him in and things like that, and Batgirl, and then how is this going to be a Batman movie? I want to see a Batman movie first.
Yeah,
Let's first be that.
that's my point.
You know, let it be this first. This Batman who is okay, he's going to be, let's say, maybe he's going to be around 40s or things like that. I'm okay with that, good. But let's see what he can do by himself, and then maybe, you know, in the end of the movie he gets a call from Talia that tells him, you have a son, congratulations.
Yeah.
Not like that, of course, but something that good. Okay. We don't need to see him how he gets with Robin if it's Dick Grayson, for example. I'm just saying, okay, established Batman, established Robin, who is actually Dick Grayson, who wants to become Nightwing or things like that. It's too early for Damian Wayne, and actually James Gunn said it. I read something that he said it. I like him because he's a little asshole, trained assassin and a killer.
Ah, great.
You know,
What qualities?
the interesting thing that they can do is really the differences between his way of thinking and Batman's, and how this can play out, how they can become still a good duo and things like that. But the whole Bat family with the first movie, I mean,
Yeah, a bit not necessary.
yeah.
Okay, let's see some of the comments before we continue. We have a bit more to go here. Some funny stuff. They're going for two universes, basically the DCU and the Ellsworth universe. For the most part of DCU, they're just gonna continue what some of the shows that they don't want to cancel, as far as I understand. So that will make that the other DC stuff. Optic says, yeah, Squashed, he did a great job with Guardians of the Galaxy. He was only with the first one, at least in my view. The second one was very cheesy. The comedy on land.
He did good in a way of making these characters that nobody have heard of.
For the first movie.
That he made them popular.
And
but that was again when Marvel started with first the popular characters. Guardians of the Galaxy was not one of the first movies that they did. You know, they started with Iron Man, they had Captain America and things like that. That's what I'm saying. You know, start with the characters here that we have.
Goldie wants Goldie wants to be included in the this universe.
Yeah, well, he should be. Because again, these are characters that yes, you can show them, and he said again, I think again I read some in an interview. He said things like, "We want to start with the way that we handle the big characters will be a way which will show in a good light the not so popular characters." But why do you need the not so popular characters in the beginning in your chapter 1? How is this going to help? I don't know. You know, I mean, it might. We'll see. But still.
Yeah, okay. We gotta keep things moving. So, what else? Hey, kid, hi to you. Sadly, there will be more superhero fatigue. I don't think there is. It's just that recently the Marvel movies kind of suck a lot. Although Black Panther was received well, we haven't seen it yet, by the way. That's the first movie that we decided to totally skip.
I don't see Black Panther inside.
Not totally, but on the movies.
Sorry, I just don't see Black Panther
There's
inside.
actually no Black Panther in this movie.
Yeah, sorry.
There's some kind of a pretender there, you know.
Yeah.
So, so we are going to see it probably these days, if we can manage. Finally see it on the smaller screen. And that's gonna be it, you know. But yeah, I don't think there's actual fatigue. That's kind of like a thing that is talked about for years, but there's no actual fatigue. Those movies are still very successful. DC could have done great things, but they might end up like Marvel. We'll see. I mean, at least, you know, I don't have much concerns about the woke side of things when it comes to James Gunn. He doesn't go there that much. I don't remember, personally. So,
no, me neither.
If they go, you know, I mean, if they do things like Marvel does, which is going to be the woke route, then yeah, this is going to be totally ruined. But if not, maybe it's going to be like substantial. You know, the Suicide Squad movie didn't do very well because, well, different times. It was released on HBO Max.
Also.
Yeah, so many things. But the actual movie was a solid movie.
Yeah, pretty close to the theme, how they behave in the comic book, actually. Unlike the first one, that's why I kind of liked it. I mean, it was kind of mean-spirited in places, but the comic book is like that, so this actually gives me some hope that he'll have some understanding from the characters, let's say.
Matt says hello to you.
Hi, Matti.
Although until 2025, maybe the promotion will build up just right. Keep an eye open. Not unlike a dragon keeps in case of visitors. Not unlike a dragon keeps in case of visitors. Okay, let's continue, really.
Next up is a TV series called Booster Gold. Booster Gold is one of comics' really popular cult heroes. He is a fascinating guy. He's a loser from the future who uses future technology to come back to present day and become a superhero so that people will love him. It is basically the superhero story of imposter syndrome on an HBO Max series.
Yeah, okay. So another live action, Booster Gold can be a fun guy, could be a fun thing.
Yeah.
But if they recast, I mean, if they cast, uh, you
Some
know,
people speak about Chris Pratt,
I mean, like,
I hope
please
not.
don't cast someone that is not with blonde hair, and
Yeah,
like
I
totally
mean,
different, you know.
it's called Booster Gold for a reason, not just because the costume is like that, and
Yeah.
uh,
Oh.
also
Guys.
let it not be Chris Pratt because he's too old. Booster Gold should be a bit younger. Sorry.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you,
Hey,
Matty.
great, Matty.
I have given up on comics nowadays. Here's a real super chat. I just am not happy at all except this last Batman movie. I just am not happy at all except this last movie. It was a solid movie. Indeed. That actually, yeah, which is the best superhero movies that you and me saw? Was it the Batman?
I think it was the Batman.
Yeah.
I mean, in last year, from the things that we saw last year.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, the Batman.
Ah,
Yeah.
what else did we saw? I forgot.
There were the Batman, so Black Adam,
Horrible.
Thor: Love and Thunder,
Horrible.
Wakanda Forever we haven't
We
seen.
haven't, but probably not that
They
good.
were kind of. What else did they have? Marvel had something else as a live action, not as a TV show. All the TV shows of Marvel actually were. Yeah. Do we count the Super Pets? This one Super Pet.
Super
actually.
Pets was great.
Yeah, this was great
It's
also.
brilliant. And it was by DC.
Yeah.
Oh,
Technically.
Doctor Strange, the Multiverse
Oh, Doctor
of
Strange,
Madness.
yes,
Actually,
this
we
was
like
also
that
good.
one.
Yeah.
But of course, we recognize the problems with it.
Yeah.
But I had a ton of time watching
it was
Wanda wreak Havoc.
I mean,
That was fun to watch.
yeah, she does something right in comic books,
It was
at some
badass.
point. So, yeah, also Doctor Strange was Doctor Strange, not some character who pretends to be that character, but he's not, like, She-Hulk and other there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this
We
was
like
also
this
good.
movie,
Yeah.
yes.
So, probably the Batman and this one.
Yeah.
In
This one.
last year, exactly. And Mati, about modern comic books, don't bother. Modern comic books are just, it's better to read toilet paper. Much more entertaining. Modern comic books, I proudly stopped them at around 2016 or 17 when they started with their shenanigans, like let's do this, let's do that because of people, because of something.
Oh, Morbius. Matty is right.
Oh, Morbius, yeah. Oh my God, yeah.
One of the worst
How,
things ever.
how could we forget that? It's not just the worst comic book movie; it's actually the worst movie ever.
Yeah,
kind
maybe.
well, maybe. Well, I haven't watched 365 days or whatever that movie was.
Oh,
So,
Jesus
Christ.
Christ.
But yeah, so Martin, no modern comic books yet.
Just watch Page Dry.
Yes,
Damn it,
yeah.
Goldie. Goldie
Yes.
wants attention.
Sad thing is that the same thing happens with some of the comic book movies, but we see. And about the Booster Gold, I think there is this notion about him that people like him because he's this kind of like unsuccessful guy and a loser from the future who decided that people will like me if I take my costume and become a hero, but slowly he understands what it's really to be a hero, but he's still kind of like he's always
He's a douche.
kind of has an angle in doing things, and that things change when he meets up with Ted Core, who is the second Blue Beetle, which is my favorite. I don't like the third one with the futuristic suit, but maybe the movie will be really good. And they become friends actually. And if he's somewhere, probably he's not, but if they put him in the show, this could be like a good example of showing, I met a real hero in a video conference, and now I see what it is that I need to do, kind of. And they had good dynamic and good jokes, by the way. They have in the comic books, in the movie. I don't know. So yeah, people wanted to see Booster Gold for a long time for some reason. I'm always okay with him. Not that I hate him. It's an okay hero. Just
Really, you have to. We
Yeah.
have to continue. You
Yeah,
have to comment
let's
less
move on.
because and Matthias has a special question for you.
Oh,
And that's
nice.
gonna be after Matty,
okay.
after we finish with this, to not dilute the topic. Kit, I meant keep up the great work. Is your point? We must first see the films first. Yes,
exactly,
indeed.
as always. Yeah.
I don't know if Kit, you were talking to me or someone in the chat. I'm not interested about Black Panther. Matty says everyone hated. I don't know about that because in general, in general, it was considered a good movie. But that doesn't mean that people like us that are actual comic book fans are going to like it.
Yeah.
But it was considered a good movie. Not as much as the first one, which I don't doubt. So. Okay, let me just, although until 2025, maybe the promotion, yeah, I read that with the IV's comment. Yes, I like the idea of Booster Gold, but for sure, sounds like the casting would determine most of it. Just no, do not race band anyone, please. Just keep to the characters how they are. Respect the characters how they are.
You mean you don't want a real man from the future to play him?
Yeah, and how Grace Randolph says, that is not on location or
Damian Wayne should be played by at least half Middle Eastern thing like that. I think we can't just have actors playing characters.
just see Goldie how amazing he is. I want to say something about Angry Joe real quick. So we watched Angry Joe's reaction to this, and he said something ridiculous. Actually, a few things, but I remember one in particular.
Oh, is it this one? Yeah. Okay.
Yes. He said about Supergirl, which we're going to get to. Supergirl. That well, it's such a good thing that they included her, so now the people, the female people.
The female people.
He didn't say that, but he said basically the female audience, the audience that is for that will like join or like it, and I was like, jeez,
Yes.
I didn't freaking know, Joe, that I only like things with women in it. So how about the fact that I grew up with 90% of men superheroes and action heroes throughout my life? I didn't know that I'm not supposed to like these because they are men. So okay, let me back and live my childhood again.
You mean you
Stop liking
You mean you
it.
didn't grow up with Jennifer Lawrence action movies?
Yes. I didn't grow up with Jennifer Lawrence, all of her and all of her action roles, as playing everyone basically, and then going back in time. I mean, forward in time, first back then forward.
Maybe she is Booster Gold.
Maybe she is everyone. So yeah, I didn't know that I needed Supergirl in this universe in order for me to enjoy the universe.
Of course.
Oh my gosh, I'm shocked.
This means,
shocked.
by this logic, means that men also should not watch things with female characters.
Yes, you did never like female characters ever.
Never.
Yeah, you only want to watch men all the time. Like we
Big
say.
sweaty men. Bonus if they're hairy,
Oh
Nice.
my gosh, no.
He also said about the Themyscira show that
yes.
now that there is that show, female audience have again something
yeah.
for them. Apparently, I can't watch it then. Okay.
I didn't watch anything
No.
before these shows now. I only watch when female characters are in it, and I was like, oh my
Yes.
gosh, where are the female characters?
James Gunn for president.
I'm gonna pull my hair all the directions it possibly could be.
Where are my
And
characters?
just be like this, panicking. Oh no, I'm hysterical. Yes, and you were like, this has female character in it.
So yeah, I have
I'm
to.
not gonna watch it now. I'm gonna wait for the male characters to appear on screen. Wait.
While I was watching Xena, I was actually not watching and waiting for Jokester to appear so that I can watch. Otherwise I could not see it.
Yes.
Here you go. There is another doggy here.
Oh, this is so amazing. The sun came. The sunny sun. Oh yes, thank you very much, Stanley. Love your strong opinions, Gary. You tell them. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Well, that sounded like Johnny Bravo.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. But yes, really, thank you. I appreciate that because I just cannot. How is the word? There's no such expression in English, but basically, I cannot twist my soul. Yes, that's the best translation from Bulgarian to English. So I'm just gonna tell you what the heck I think, and that's it. Yeah, Gary, you're very deserving of the Supergirl suit. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's amazing. Thank you. So, stop being hysterical. Oh, yes, I have to stop Have to stop. Oh no,
Yeah.
oh no. So yeah, those stuff are very funny to me because how did it get? How did we grow up? How did we get here
Nobody knows.
by this point?
Nobody knows.
I mean, we watched all the stuff that we possibly could watch and loved, Oh, I just remembered I watched also that show, Legend of the Seeker. Not. I mean, I watched that, but the point is not Legend of the Seeker. Relic Hunter.
Oh,
Yes,
how
Relic
did I
Hunter.
watch that? The main character is female. Tia Carrere.
Tia Carrere.
So,
She's awesome.
yeah.
So Jennifer Lawrence probably played Tia Carrere as well, and we
You
didn't know.
no man alive by Angry Joe's Logic actually have played Tomb Raider because it's a female character and we
yes.
don't enjoy that.
Only female
So,
gamers
Only yes.
played Tomb
yeah.
Raider. It was a very successful series.
Yeah, because
Wow.
only women play that. We all men were no, it's a woman there. No, oh, how can you? Never in beat 'em up games, in classical beat 'em up games, when you always have at least one or two female characters to choose to fight, never a man has chosen them.
No,
Never.
only
No,
female
at
gamers.
least you choose just the man. So
Yeah. So the other expression that I wanted to really translate in English, coach party, which
sausage party. It's
sausage party. Oh yes, that's the equivalent.
Here.
So yeah, men like only sausage parties,
Boy.
and they never watch women, and
No,
they never
no, no.
appreciate women. And when you're a gamer, you totally never in an RPG make a female character to play with.
Never.
So you can watch it on screen.
Never. In
You don't do
fighting
it.
games, you don't choose a female character to fight with the others. No.
No.
Never.
No.
No.
So, belie me. I'm so happy that they integrated female characters now, so
Right.
I can be like feeling that I'm
Now
included.
everything is different. Thank you,
oh,
James Gunn. Thank you, DC, Peter Safran, David Zaslav, visionaries, for putting Supergirl
Yeah.
out there. Admit that you watched the show Supergirl from CW. Only that show you did not watch Arrow and Flash, right?
Yes. I never, because they are guys, and I
Yeah,
cannot
of
watch
course,
guys.
of course.
Oh my gosh. Oh no.
You can't
I am
identify.
hysterical again.
Yes.
No, I cannot identify myself.
No.
I'm not a human. I don't understand other humans at all.
No,
Because,
no.
they're male, so I just can't understand them at all. We don't understand
No.
each other at all.
It's actually just a facade of that, as we see.
Yes. Yeah, we're not friends.
No.
Every time that we do things, we totally hate it.
Of course.
So we're like, oh my gosh, we do not want
Every
to
time
talk
when we talk
with
about
each other.
superheroes, I talk her just about the female superheroes because I
Yes.
can't let this big secret about the men's superhero.
Oh,
No,
I
it's
cannot
a
take
secret,
it.
well-kept secret. It's like Chinese Kung Fu in the 60s. Only for Chinese people, yes.
Yes, exactly.
So, yeah.
So when we first met, we talked about the Christopher Nolan's Batman movies, and I was like, oh, they're not really like Batman. I mean, that's not really Batman in the comic books. And he
Imagine that, I
he
agree.
had the same opinion, and he was like, oh no, I'm hysterical again.
So I actually should have said you don't like it because it's a man, and I should have stand up and just go doing this, Yeah. Sure. And back then I had longer hair, so I could have done this.
Yes, I agree with you. You would say, I agree with you, Gary, because you have the unpopular opinion like me. So I'm not now going to get up from here and I'm going to ignore that you agree with me.
Exactly.
And I'm going to
As a
pretend
man,
that I'm offended.
I'm going to ignore it.
Although we agree, but
Although
no,
we agree,
women
yeah.
and men do not cannot communicate.
No,
they
no,
cannot
no,
understand each other. So
No.
we are just going to go now.
We can't have that. Now, if this happens, the world might get better, so we can't
Yes.
have that. Yeah.
So men and women do not also have babies because they cannot communicate with each other at all. So
okay.
they're just like, oh,
So it's just a telepathy then by this point, yeah.
you stand there. Oh, okay, I cannot. Okay. Oh, that's so funny, guys. I'm gonna have tears in my eyes. So let's hear the chat. We're going to continue with this. Oh my gosh. Oh, we have a question about you as well. Oh, sorry, guys. Gary, please ask Wogan if he looks forward to Resident Evil 4 remake. Oh, topic, you're still on this about the game.
The game.
Yeah.
Well, kind of, yeah, because Resident Evil 4 is actually one of the good games of the franchise that I kind of like in terms of gameplay, because I don't like this early gameplay of you get inside the room, you don't see the angle, and over here from the camera, suddenly there is a zombie. I want to see what happens. So
Did you watch the trailer,
in
actually?
4 actually, oh no.
I'm not sure it's gonna be like this because it's like more
Eh,
than
no,
everything.
4 is also not like this. That's why I say that 4 is actually one of the good things I have played on an emulator for PlayStation 2 before. So it's a third person thing. So that's why I think most people like 4, and I think that that's why they decided let's make a remake of that, because people liked.
And guys, if you have any, like questions that are not related to the topic now that we should finish, like Matty and Optic, just like write them down in like a note file, just paste them in the chat at the end of this so we can answer those. So we cannot delude us, I'm just afraid that, they're gonna be lost in the chat and I will never be able to answer them. So yeah, paste them at the end of the show if you like. Yeah, I doubt that Supergirl being a girl will automatically bring tons of new women into watching it, but we'll do it. Is being interesting. But we'll do it is being interesting so far. I like what I heard about the story he chose. We are going to explain more about the story in a bit. But yeah, making someone a woman does not mean that we're going to watch it like at all. Okay, yeah, Jokester the Mighty. Oh, Optic knows about who's Jokester. So, Ivy says, well, any movie without an eyeball is not for me then.
Well, then.
Bring the orbits and then I'll watch. Oh my gosh, Ivy, I'm gonna cry. Optic says, but Squash, most movies have eyeballs in them. Good point, Optic.
Well, obviously you have never seen the movie then, so.
Yes, Optic says, oh no, we want all sorts of movies. Sausage Away, which I saw actually Sausage Party, by the way.
Oh wait, was that movie called like that?
I think it was called Sausage Party, yeah. Seth
yeah.
Rogen and that other guy.
And Seth MacFarlane.
It's Seth MacFarlane, yes. It was very out there, guys. Like, I felt uncomfortable. I just can't watch such things. No. I mean, it's really crazy, but yeah, it was kind of fun. Okay. That's true, but they don't talk, and they're connected to a human. Shavers? Oh, okay, so it has to be like separate thing? Okay. You can watch that movie with, I think, Ryan Reynolds. It was like a Netflix action movie. In the first like 2 minutes, somebody loses an eyeball in a car. It was horrible.
And you can always watch Monster Inc. because one of the guy there is it's an eyeball
with legs.
With legs. So, that would be nice.
Quality, people, quality. Yes, Optic. And Ted says, you've never finished the Last of Us game because you've never finished it because I always rage quit and I have to play as Ellie. Why though? I mean...
No, I think he's joking.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Exactly, yes. You have to play with Ellie. So you're just like, no, she's a girl.
Probably when people play
handle
that game, the moment that you have to play with Ellie, and then a man was, okay, now you have to play. To his girlfriend or the closest woman in the, now you have to play, I can't. So, and then we switch back.
And when I play as Joel, I just don't play as Joel.
Right.
I just think that I'm playing with Joel, but I'm actually like this. Oh no, tell me when
Exactly,
it's
yeah,
over. When
yes.
it's Ellie, when it's Ellie. And in the end of the day, I just finish with 20 minutes of actual playthrough because Ellie is like a playable character for 20 minutes. Amazing. Maybe more, but you know what I mean. Optic says, well, actually, Squash, the beautiful or interesting eye can speak volumes without the mouth making a sound, as I know, too well being an admirer of eyes. Oh, okay, that's a great point. If you have tears in your eyes now, Gary, imagine how excited you will be when play the Resident Evil remake. Well, I doubt that I can get this game. Like, really. So, if anyone wants to make me a gift, I will play it on stream. But otherwise, I doubt that I will be able to get that. Just letting you know. Resident Evil 5 Mercenaries. All of these projects, Gary. Which are the most interesting to you? Same questions for Logan. All these projects. All of these DC projects?
Well,
we're going to say at the end.
Let's finish with them, yeah, we're saying, yeah.
They had a sausage movie on the... Tubi? I don't know what that is.
Tubi, I think it's again a subscription thingy.
Huh.
Wait, does this mean that only sausages can watch that movie?
Only sausages, and you cannot relate to the characters
No,
because they're
no.
sausages,
They are sausages, yeah.
and also buns.
Oh, yeah.
Also buns, hamburger buns, and other things to eat, and a milk box. Okay, some questions. Yeah. Okay, so this question we have to like preserve it to answer it. And Stanley says, "Have you read the Tom King's Supergirl series? It was great."
The one that is Woman of Tomorrow that they will base the movie of.
That is,
If that, because as far as I know, Tom King wrote this one in particular, yeah. So if that is actually no, because it's more comic.
But I like to.
We'll
like
try,
to.
yeah.
Yeah.
I will try my best on my phone when I travel to work in the subway. That's the only
time.
moment that I can. But they're only 8 issues, so I'll probably get to them. So we'll see. I read some things about the story to prepare actually for the.
And yes, Matt, yeah, I'm going to need a new PC eventually, or at least some of the parts that I need. Yeah, I know. Tubi is a free movie app in the US, Puerto Rico included. Wow, they have TV series too. Oh, that's great. Okay, now we can continue,
it's
guys.
My
actually
favorite comic book series from last year was Tom King's run on Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. And so we're going to turn that into a big science fiction epic film. Now, Superman is a guy who was sent to Earth and raised by loving parents, whereas Supergirl in this story, she is a character who was raised on a chunk of Krypton. She watched everybody around her perish in some terrible way, so she's a much more jaded character. And that brings me to...
Okay, almost done, so I'm not sure about that, guys, but okay, I'll let you talk.
Well, the thing about, as we said, first off, it's an interesting choice because that's a very, very recent story. I think it's from last year, if not the last 2 or 3. I'm not sure. Correct me, the people that know. It's interesting story to take really because it's a recent story, which means that they are trying to get some of the modern stuff out there, which could be okay. You know, some of the others, for example, the story that they take for Batman, it's not as recent, but it's still something from the early 2000s. So we're not tapping into those classical things, okay? But they don't need to, of course. Now, the different in that story, maybe what they'll try to do, because it's very different, as James Gunn said here. I know Supergirl actually sees all that pain and suffering about, you know, her people dying on that small chunk of Krypton that actually gets with eventually turns into kryptonite. They have to build like a shield so that they protect themselves. The shield also breaks and eventually also then die, of course, because of the kryptonite that they have. What I read at some let's say negative things about the comic book is that actually Supergirl stays. It feels like an afterthought in that story. That Tom King actually writes. There is another character, I forgot her name, that he writes more about her as if he likes her more. I think she was created actually for that comic book. Not sure if you know, but and she and some other characters keep saving Supergirl from some situations, which kind of sounds like the Superman in the Supergirl TV show that, you know, kind of had to save him all the time because he was not good enough.
And Supergirl feel offended.
I hope that what they're going to do here is just take the story and the fact that it's a bit more darker and bleaker, that they want to show the difference with this Superman that they're going to have, who probably is going to be more, you know, again, person who believes in justice, and it's a symbol of what a superhero should be, and then a different point of view for Supergirl to be a bit more darker and grounded, because she was not going to be raised on Earth and things like that, but still to be the center of the story again. And people have different opinion about Tom King's writing. Always, it's always 50-50 with him. He has great stories, then he has really interesting, not so great stories. He has a great one, for example, for Marvel. He had a miniseries about Vision, which some of WandaVision was based on that actually. That story with they're living in a suburban things. Yeah, that's a great story. I like some of his early Batman stories from recent years, that when they get rid of the New 52 and they started DC Rebirth, and Tom King was one of the first authors for Batman. This was what made some people really derisive about him, because his Batman in some places is really too stoic, for Batman, even for Batman. But I like some of the early stories, so it depends. He did a great run with Miracle Man, again, a DC characters. He made him a bit different. That's why usually people are. I'm not sure when I hear Tom King because he's always hit enemies. This is not like when you say let's say Jim Lee for artists and you say it's always a hit, although for some people might not be. So yeah, it's kind of like in Grand Morrison, actually, hit or miss. Tom King is actually in the writer's room for some of these projects, maybe specifically for that project, which is okay, which means that they actually do what you said. They actually ask the people who write those stuff, you
Yeah.
know. So now the comic books writers are not movie writers, what we have to remember, but they actually ask some of them what to do. But Tom King, I think he worked in other things, not just in comic books. Jeff Jones, who works on comic books for years, people who know about him, he actually did the Green Lantern movie. So but I think Tom King will do a great job, and he worked with other experienced writers that are also movie writers. So kinda interesting because this should be a big epic space adventure that will show that Supergirl is not as bright as Superman, and maybe they really try to do different
Not as
parallels.
bright as Superman?
That's the way of thinking, and not as bright of as smart as cowards and all the other things.
I'm offended.
Yeah, right.
Very much.
Exactly.
Very much, yes.
Should
As
be.
Supergirl.
We say as Supergirl.
Otherworldly.
Yeah. So
Otherworldly. Supergirl.
otherworldly.
From another universe with red hair. I'm offended. Okay, continuing.
Swamp Thing, the last thing we're going to talk about, a very dark horror story in the origins of
So from
the
dark they
monster
go darker.
who is Swamp Thing. And although it's totally outside of the rest of the DCU, it will still feed into the rest of the stories. Anyway, those are the stories.
Okay, Swamp Thing is like maybe the least interesting to me personally.
Yeah.
He has, some interesting powers, but besides that, like, there was even a failed TV show at this point.
There were 2 movies in the 80s also.
Why? There's so many characters that we could have had. I
Yeah,
mean, by
that-
one point they want to make a Zatanna movie. I watched that.
Most right?
Yeah.
Most of that Slate really is with characters that you ask, but why? Why now? I mean, I know that there are Swamp Thing fans out there of comic books, but they're really not much. I mean, I read about him and know who he is and things like
That's
that.
how I think.
He's,
That's what I think about
his
Swamp
greatest run is the one from the 80s. I think it was when Alan Moore worked on them, just because he's a great writer, but other than that, and because it introduces John Constantine. Actually, maybe they'll put him here. Some people already speculate that it's going to be Keanu Reeves because you said that they're going to do Constantine too, but
Where
maybe not.
Constantine is going to play Keanu
No,
Reeves.
of course, because Keanu Reeves won't shave and cut his hair
And
to be
won't
Constantine.
actually,
So
commit to play a character.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Constantine, the character, is going to play Keanu Reeves.
just like John Wick plays Keanu Reeves and
Yes.
all the others, yeah. So yeah, here I think because James Gunn used to do some small horror movies, if I remember correctly, or some weird things like that, I think that this is again him saying, I want to make a horror movie. I want to make a horror movie. And maybe they can go James Wan because he also doesn't that. But again, why now? Why? And again, he says it's going to feel, it's part of this universe, but it's going to feel different. So maybe that's the idea, to the things to be part of it, but to say, unlike Marvel, our movies are together, but some of them will have different spirit.
No,
don't know.
I understand it as
Could be.
this is taking place, Swamp Thing is taking place in the DCEU.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's not Elseworld.
yeah,
but-
it's not gonna be, directly
Connected.
connected. Yes, so it's like the neighbors is doing something in the other apartment, but you don't know about it, but still in the same building. Analogy.
That I can tell you about right now. I've loved the DC characters since I was a child. They're incredibly important to me. I knew that this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to do something very different. One of the
No,
things
literally.
that's very important for me in all of these movies and TV series is that The director's vision and the vision of the writers and all of the creators is unique and something special. Storytelling is always king. That's all that matters to us. And I want to be true to those stories. I want to be true to you guys and really give you something different than you've ever seen before. Anyway, thank you, everybody. I appreciate you.
Okay, so final thoughts. I'm kind of annoyed personally that instead of focusing on main characters more, not only DC but Marvel in general are trying to adapt stories from like B-level universes or characters, C-level, even the bottom of the barrel. I don't get that. It could be interesting, but why would you do that when you can do the bigger characters?
Yeah.
My answer to that is that, you know, the bigger characters are harder to do. They require more thought, which is also, I mean, can lead to more quality as well. When you do something harder, but it's better than the B or C characters, that's why it's A characters. So they're doing some of the A characters, and they're doing some of the B characters. We are already going to have Blue Beetle anyway.
Yeah.
We are,
The third one.
yeah, Shazam is like, you can say a B, but
Kind of B.
I always thought of him on almost A, you know, growing up.
Kind of B.
Kind of B between A and a B.
They tried to make him A. many
Yeah.
times.
A Flash always I thought of him as an A.
Of course.
So we're going to have that. That movie is going to reset the universe, and everything goes basically from that point on. They're going to, I mean, they already did cut the Gal Gadot cameo, whatever that was, in the Flash movie or in the Aquaman movie. They already cut the Aquaman himself in Batman, Ben Affleck's Batman. So whatever we actually see is going to be in an actual movie, not like an after scene. So we think, as far as we heard, that they cut some of the end credit scenes that are
teasing
Yeah.
for the movies that we were
That we're never
supposed
going to
see,
see
but
anyway.
we're never going to see.
So if we see Gal Gadot or Ben Affleck, it's gonna be like maybe in the main story, and that's gonna be like deleted anyways and reset it. So there's that. As for like our favorite from all of these, I would say of course Superman is number one for me. The Batman movie, The Brave and the Bold, is number 2 for me. And Supergirl is number 3 for me. That's how I would rank them. Now, let me see the whole list. So, yes, so number 1, Superman. Number 2, the Brave and the Bold, Batman. Number 3, Supergirl. Number 4, let's see. I don't know, The Authority. Then Paradise Lost, then Lanterns, then Booster Gold, then Waller, and then Swamp Thing. And how would you rank them? Sorry.
Well, again, 1 I would put Superman, then 2 the Brave and the Bold, because you know Batman. 3, what else did we got? Oh yes, 3 Supergirl again, because it might be really interesting. 4 I would put Lanterns, because I think they can do a good job with that, especially if they discover some mystery, as he said, that will connect it. And it's still Green Lanterns, they're still popular characters, no matter who they use for that. Was it 5 after that? Let's see. Okay. Again, 5 might be Booster Gold, say, then the Authority, Creature Commandos.
Oh, yes, forgot
and,
about that. Yeah, forgot about that.
War and something kind of. Okay, maybe.
Laura
Okay,
and something.
maybe Swamp Thing a bit further than War, and War would be the last. Yes. Yeah,
Okay, and
that's
Creature
really good.
Commandos.
I said them before that. Yes.
Okay.
After,
And I
yeah.
will put them, Creature Commandos, maybe before Swamp Thing. That's it. Okay, let's see, to answer now some of your questions, guys. So hold on, and let us know, by the way, put your rankings of this, top 10?
Top 10.
Top 10 slate? Well, wait, just the 10 places. Put that in the comments, guys. Let us know what is your, order of things. And now, hi to Chris. Matty says, DC, let's throw as much shit at the wall as we can and see what sticks. FFS, do something original and right. Well, I don't know. I mean, original would be some of the things here because we've never seen it before.
I mean, it still feels kind of chaotic because it's still, some things we keep, some things we don't keep, some
Yeah.
actors we keep, some other we don't, but still we take some characters that nobody knows about. I still
Yeah.
think they should have done, Superman, Batman, and maybe some of the other big guns
Yeah,
for
Wonder
James
Woman.
Gunn. Wonder Woman, maybe they don't want to be so recent, but I mean,
But they are anyway.
but they are anyway. So
If they're
yeah.
going to do the same thing with
you,
Superman,
and you cannot,
know?
yeah, I mean, and you cannot not use your greatest characters. You really have great characters, Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman. Okay, lanterns you have in the TV show and other things like that, but still, do use another Flash or something like that. Aquaman, I don't know. Why
Yeah,
was
nothing
Jason
about
Momoa
the
so,
Flash. Well, to be
so excited.
completely in details here, James Gunn did say that that's not all from the slate. That's what they can say now,
Yeah,
which
okay.
is understandable because they don't know what's gonna be successful, what's not. They probably have some kind of a plan B for some other movies as well to interject. So I'm sure that there's gonna be more things that we don't know about, and they should be. Okay, so Ivy says good ratings. For me, Supergirl is a solid number 3 just because Supes and Batman are here. 4 is Lanterns unless they switch places with Supergirl. Okay. Stanley says I love the mixture of well-known and obscure characters. This variety will help to make the world feel more real. I'm not sure about that because they can do that with any characters if they want to. If the writing is good, you can make the
Yeah.
world feel more real anyways. And in the comic books, we never have thought before, oh my gosh, this doesn't feel real, because always the comic books have done a very good job to
Yeah.
integrate these characters into the real world that we're living in and explain how they exist and all those things. So I didn't ever feel the need for more realism.
Yeah. Plus, you kind of have to think about the casual audience there are casual people who,
Have not heard of any of these
Yes.
characters, except of course Supergirl, Superman, and Batman.
that's why you have to rely on them, kind of.
I mean, if I ask my dad, "Hey, Dad, do you know who the Green Lantern is?" He's gonna be like,
Yeah.
"Huh?"
Yeah.
But hey, Dad, do you know who the Flash is? He's like,
Yeah.
Do you know who Supergirl is? Yes. Do you know who Man of Steel is? Superman,
Exactly.
Batman? Yes, but not even Green Lantern. So that doesn't mean that these movies stuff. I mean, that's a TV show. That doesn't mean they will not be successful, because who the heck knew about the Guardians of the Galaxy?
Exactly.
And it's one of the most successful movies, franchises in general of all time. And yeah, because it was done good. But the point is, guys, you can make a successful movies with anyone, but I do feel that it's better to focus on on the already bigger characters, because they actually have not gotten enough of attention. And they have they got some attention through the years, but in the modern times, how many super movies
Super movies, not
Superman
many.
movies do we actually have? We have Superman for 2006. That's a modern film, the first modern film. We have, of course, Man of Steel, and that is it. And then we have, Superman included, obviously, in the Justice League, the Snyder Cut of the Justice League, and BVS. But how many modern Superman movies that we actually have? It's two. One was part of a universe. Only one. Only one. And that is it. And then about Batman, the Nolan universe, that was never comic book accurate. I mean, it was not like Batman, how Batman should be. It was just the Nolan Batman, his version of Batman, his vision of Batman. It was no comic book version of Batman. There were many of them, and none of them are like the Nolan version.
Yeah.
So I don't count that as a very good representation of Batman. Neither does Logan, who read a lot more comic books than most people.
And I know what people say, but they use the long Halloween to base the Dark Knight off. Sure, some scenes, yeah.
But not like
But not as a character.
As a character.
Not Batman as a character or some of the others. Yeah, I mean, sure they used. Who doesn't use? They take some comic books and say, okay, these are some definitive stories. Yeah, we can take elements from here and here. But as a character,
he's not.
That's the
he's
most
not
important.
that bad. Anyway, my point. Continuing with the point. like The Flash. We never had a Flash movie ever. Now we're going to have
Yeah,
a Flash movie.
we always had some TV shows actually.
Yeah, we have only one Aquaman. Aquaman is not that
Yeah.
important, but it was a very successful movie, and they, re-innovated Aquaman.
And
Although
it was Aquaman playing Jason Momoa.
it was just Aquaman playing Jason Momoa, and not the other way around, like it should be, because actors. But yeah, these days actors just play themselves. Anyway, not all. Hashtag not all.
Mati
Okay.
had a question further of that. I guess.
Yes, we're going to answer
Ah.
Matty, of course. Just finishing the comments. Because we're still on this topic. I love the mixture. Yes, totally unrelated. But have you ever considered doing some live movie watch along, superhero otherwise?
Oh,
we
we
actually did.
Yeah.
We did one. If some of my primers can find it here on YouTube and to paste it in the chat, we did BVS.
BBS with it, yeah.
Yes, we did BVS actually. So you can do that with us. Watch BVS, see our commentary live. I mean, I have considered that for other movies. I'm not sure how many people will actually be interested in this. But yeah, go and watch that if you like. Anyway, great chatting with you. Let's just hope these all turn out to be good in the end. Enjoyed the stream as always. Wanted to send some super chats, but it's not working for some reason. Oh my gosh, Ted, thank you so much for even trying. Thank you, really, thank you. Hope that it works at some point. You can like maybe get memberships instead of super chats. It's the same contributing to the channel. It's the same thing basically. To a point, of course, but yeah, you can do that if you like instead. Still helps a lot. Thank you. Bless you, man. I hope you're great. Yeah, for some, YouTube doesn't offer the whole features. Yeah, thank you, Matty, for the link. So, Matty, we have to answer you. Just all sound interesting, but my favorites are Supergirl, Superman, Booster Gold, Paradise Lost, and Lanterns. Thank you for that. And now let's see the Matty comment, the Matty question. It was about what you think about female space marines, but let me find it exactly. Oh,
Somewhere
okay.
up.
Up,
Probably
up.
here. Wasn't
No, it should be here.
after the super chat, yeah. Over there, off topic. Over there.
Off
please.
topic, I
Up.
want to know what Logan thinks about the female space marine thing, or later sometime. Okay, what do you think about the female space marine thing? Go.
That started these days.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was renewed these days.
yeah.
It's from
it was
before.
renewed. I mean, do
Yeah.
women want to have this? It's
Not
apparently
really.
not. So, from what you told me and we talked about it, I mean, I think it should not happen just because, there are other female factions there that are actually great, and that it's kind of not impossible to do, but they tried and it's not working and it's not popular. So why would you do it if it's not popular? It's like as if you try to reinvent some of these characters that we say here, like for example, that's which they do, and and it's not popular, and
It's
the,
not
the difference is
popular,
that they keep trying actually. Like for example, let's not be Tony Stark, and now we have Lily Williams, who is we will replace him with her, and nobody bought these comic books, and they actually stopped them.
But they still make a movie.
And
Made a
they still
movie.
make a movie just because Kevin Feige decides things like that. But in the comic books, they actually the Marvel, the publishing knows we could not sell those things. Maybe now people will get more into her after she's in a movie, but before that, no, and they stopped it, of course. So if GW actually tried to have the female space marine, and it does not work.
Well, I got some conflicting information in my video that actually there were some models that were selling. I don't know how people get this. I really don't. But the point is that to this day, if GW really made money from all of those models,
Yeah.
why the heck we do not have
Exactly.
female space marines 30 years later? Why do not? We don't.
Yeah.
We don't. If they really wanted to do this, they would not care what gender, who whatever
Plus,
it
it's
is.
explained in the lore why.
Yes.
Why no? So that's it. If it's in the lore, we can't do whatever. It's in the lore. I mean, this is not like Dungeons and Dragons when you can made up whatever you want. There it's kind of
There's argument about that as well.
Is it?
The
Okay,
lore
then
is
good.
not set in stone, everything can be changed. Yeah, of course. But as I said in my own videos, guys, and look at what Mati said. He's congratulating you, basically.
Thank you, Marty.
You know, there are some events that are set in stone to a point, like the Horus Heresy, because, you know, we all know, like, I mean, sometimes people write things like they have not seen any universes ever, but we very well know that, especially also in the DC universe, Marvel universe, how the characters and some events are depicted previously, they got upgraded later on, they got like some kind of a evolution, and some events do change a bit, some characters do change a bit, but like the core of everything remains the same. Now in 40k, how Astartes were depicted, that all changed and evolved, but now for years we have established ways of, you know, how the Astartes are made, the whole process of it, that the emperor is on the golden throne, he's not alive, that is set in stone in the lore, you know, that the Primarchs are almost like all gone, only Gilliman is like the alive one, at least some are lost, probably alive, but we don't know anything about them. Some are demon princes. All those things did happen. They're current, they're in the lore. The Horus Heresy happened. Maybe not all details about the heresy are true, but overall what happened is true. So you cannot argue with that. And then the process of creating female space marines, when we get to that, is also very well explained. It's super detailed. And the bottom line is that they will not even go to the trials. They will not survive the trials, let alone go ahead and become space marines. And they're not gonna even be female, because when you implant all those organs, when you pump all of those hormones in the body, they will become just a less strong, probably, version of an Astarte. That's what's gonna happen, basically. And do we need to have a female representation from all factions, from all universes ever? No.
I mean, especially when it's a thing that actually all people enjoy. I mean, there are women who also paint figures and things
No,
like that.
women
and
cannot get into Warhammer.
Their hands are too tiny and they cannot paint the figures or what.
Actually, that will help
I mean, they
with the painting a lot.
there are women who do that also, who enjoy it. I mean, just like when we said what Angry Joe said, it have to have specifically, you know, female characters in that to enjoy it, or the other way around again. I mean, there are also men who have who make armies with Sister of Battle, I suppose, and things like that, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Help
it's
them
like saying
or
Sisters of
using
Battle
them.
or Sisters of Silence are not
No.
enough, and we disrespect them now because we don't think that they're enough cool. Which a lot of people think that they are cool because they're actually different from the Space Marines. They're not the same. So the fact that the Space Marines are the most popular, let them be most popular. Who cares? They're
Yeah.
awesome. It doesn't matter if they're female or male. They're very well thought out and they're awesome. So there's that. Those are the facts. And oh my gosh, when I got into Warhammer watching the Astartes animation and all of them are guys, I forgot to be like, oh no, I cannot like this because they're guys probably in that armor. Oh my life. I watched the movies of Arnold, Sylvester Stallone.
Oh my God.
And you
Really?
know, yes,
But it's forbidden, you know. You can't.
and I thought
No,
they were
no.
great heroes, and I
Oh,
admired them. You know, to see
and
great
you
men
really
do
were
great things.
inspired of them.
And I was inspired. And
How
all the
dare you?
muscles.
How
They're
dare
so
you?
awesome,
How
and
dare you?
aesthetic, and strong. But no. I was supposed
You
to
know,
not like that.
you
Oh
know,
no. Okay.
once when I was very young, I opened up a comic book. Turns out to be Wonder Woman, and I said, "Well, she has great qualities. I want to be like that, to learn these qualities. You know,
she's a woman.
but she's a woman. But probably I forget that. You know, so."
How can you do this?
And then when I watched the X-Men the animated series, by the way, which my favorite of X-Men is actually Storm, not from the movies, you know, in comic books and other things. And I favorite female character from X-Men because I can have a favorite female character.
Oh no.
You know,
She's female.
doesn't need to be just Wolverine, who is my top one, but still.
You can relate.
And I was thinking, but man, but from the female character, Storm is great, and she, at one point, imagine this, becomes the field leader of the X-Men after Cyclops, you know, it's not there and things like that. She was always, you know.
Oh.
the other leader there, the field commander, actually.
And you were shocked in the
said
poll.
she's great. You know, again,
no.
I can learn things from her. Don't need to look at Cyclops. If he's not there or things like that, you know, from Wolverine, by the way, you can't learn things that you can learn from Storm. Yay. So, and she was a woman.
Yeah.
My life, apparently, it's just a fantasy fairy tale. Then.
Yes. Didn't happen.
You know,
didn't happen.
we have to wake up now, and you forget about all these Arnold movies.
And your
that
daughter
watched.
didn't. Your mom didn't teach you things.
No,
At all.
no, absolutely no. She was a woman. How can she? You know,
Yes.
you know,
When she
so-
says, "Logan, please go and do your room,"
right?
you're like, "Oh, Dad, I think my mom said something."
Yeah, of course.
What was it?
You know,
Translate,
right?
please.
And then he said, "Ask your mother." And I was very confused. Who am I supposed to ask?
Jesus, don't be an
Someone
idiot
is destroying the things.
and ask your mom, because I'm also a man and they obviously cannot
Right.
understand women at all.
And you are not inspired by your dad again about training and things like that, right?
Me?
Because, right?
He was working out and I was inspired. I also want to work out.
Right?
Yeah.
How dare you?
And I'm working out
He's
still
a
to
man.
this
How
day.
dare you?
Oh, I can't. Oh, no,
Yeah.
no. Okay, so Matthew was like, and we were like,
Of course.
okay, let's see what I missed. If I did something. My man, that was awesome. I have looked for the female space marines and I can't find them. Yeah, and by the way, Logan told me earlier that there was actually female stormtroopers, and I was shocked.
Oh yeah.
And nobody bought them.
Yeah, I actually remembered about that because a student of mine told me that he collects Star Wars Lego things, and he told me, I bought a Lego set and there were also a female stormtroopers inside, and I remember, oh, that's right, they had them at the moment, but where they're now?
Let's think about it.
Let's think about it. Yeah, so here we go, and with that too.
I'm offended again.
Oh. But I think McFarlane is going to
So
do
much.
some Sisters of Battle and Silence figures. Why not others?
Oh, about
Obviously.
McFarlane Optic asked if you have something of
If I
McFarlane.
have a McFarlane Superman figure, no, because to this date, he kind of get the body in there is one Hush Superman that they released now. He finally got the body right. That looks okay. He can't get the head right, because he always makes the head of Superman for some reason, except in some of the first figures that he made, but the body there didn't look, it was too skinny for Superman. He finally get the body, but he makes the head look this one, the Hirsch Batman that Superman that I was thinking, has the heat vision on, and he's like that with
horrible.
red eyes, and I say, no man, I want with normal head.
Normal face.
Normal face,
Normal
please.
expression.
Either put $5 more. I'll give you $5 more for the figure, but put another head so that I can switch them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I have to either buy another that actually has a good face on it and to switch them, but then I have to give money for 2 figures. Why? Just this body of and the colors, because he made some other Superman figures, but the blue was too dark. And the red kinda, I want bright blue, over here, as we say. And this one has it. Here we go. He should make a figure of that, by the way. And so, but of you, for
of
Friday,
me?
yeah, not the other Supergirl. So yeah, this body with these colors, just a head with normal face expression would be nice, and then I will buy one. Actually, I have some Batman of that. For some strange reason, the best thing that McFarlane does actually is his Spawn figure, but from Mortal Kombat game, not from the Spawn series. It's interesting. Yeah, great thing about McFarlane. Yeah.
We were also inspired from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but they're turtles, and it's not filmed on location.
Oh yeah.
So we're not gonna like them now.
No, and they're only men. So how did you
I
like
cannot
all
relate.
four of them? You should
Yeah.
relate with
Oh, poor me.
April O'Neil and become a
Oh.
reporter.
Oh,
So
okay.
in
Okay.
Biker and Mice of Mars, also the three of them were men.
Yeah.
There was a woman there that held them and things. There was
Starship Rangers something. Starship Rangers.
Starship Troopers.
Voltron.
Ah, Voltron. Oh, in Voltron.
Yeah,
Yeah,
most of them are
actually, yes.
guys, so I cannot relate.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna watch these scenes with the girl there.
With the girl.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
Yes.
But they're going to make it better. More fulfilling for me. Ivy says I was inspired in a way of the samurai pizza cats. Even Polly Easter or Ashter always like her. She's not the best person sometimes, but Laura friend and even not in the mood. When even not in the mood.
Great classical thing there are you with
I have no
Samurai
idea what that
Pizza
is.
Cats. I'll show you. So they, which is actually, by the way, if you haven't watched if you haven't watched the original, because Samurai Pizza Cats, it's again, it's an anime, but
Oh, Goldie.
localized version. You can watch the original anime, which is actually even better. You know, I think you can find it out there. I forget what is the real name. Probably it was not Samurai Pizza Cats, but still, which is even better. Yeah, you like it too. Great
But
classical
Ivy, you
things.
can because she's the girl. Sure. So actually, you thought that you like
Oh
her.
yeah, I mean,
but
how
actually
dare you?
don't.
Yeah. So,
Because
but
people
secretly,
said so.
but secretly watched.
Yes,
No,
yes.
no one will ever know.
Absolutely no. Nobody watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer and didn't run for like 8 seasons. No. Not Charmed for 8 seasons. No. Nobody watched Charmed.
Apparently, just one woman watched it always on reruns, and she made all the ratings. And and it's the same woman who did this with Xena, and with all these shows.
Oh,
Yeah.
and
It's
with everything
all.
that Jennifer Lawrence ever did.
Of course. Probably
Yes.
it was Jennifer Lawrence herself.
She watched Aliens with Sigourney Weaver and Alien and
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
with Sigourney Weaver.
Of course.
And she was like,
yeah.
oh my gosh, I will watch this now. And everyone will think that women can act
Right.
and be in the movies
Of course.
and kick butt. Oh no. Oh no,
We should
no,
just
no, no. There's something.
hide our eyes and not watch.
Yes. And Mati says, speaking of figures, the Space Mariner or Marine, you mean, 2 pre-order special. Oh, Space Marine 2 game is 200 what? 250, and you get this statue with it. Oh well, that's great, but they're nuts.
Nice. But that's a lot, yeah.
I can get my CPU for that. My CPU for that. Actually, maybe it's even cheaper. No. Should be like around $200 and something probably. If I want to get a good one. Oh, Jesus. Okay, Optic says great one, Logan. And for the price, they should include 2 heads like the Retro Guard Marvel Legends Spider-Man figures.
Yeah. At least Marvel Legends always put some other heads or and they empty up the prices of it, but still, at least they put an extra head or extra hands and things like that. Why should do that too? At least an extra head.
Yes.
Or just a really cool Superman with a normal face expression would be nice. I would
And,
like that too.
We have to finish, guys. Optic says, I'm good with the Space Marine at Walgreens. 1999.
Are you a
Some of the
McFarlane
Marvel,
figure?
McFarlane has.
Yeah, yeah. It's good enough actually. So I think that these will do fine.
Oh, and bless you both. Oh, yes, never watched the original, only the Hebrew version, whose intro is original, for my surprise. Different than all the intros, but it will be interesting. Oh, okay. Mati said something that they should make like a 50K universe with a female empress somewhere.
I think over there it goes up. Let them do a Warhammer 50K over there.
Aha.
Yes.
50K and female space marines and female empress. I would love to play that. You know. Be careful. They will make a female Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they will. Probably not. But it's better to not read
They
this.
made a female Ninja Turtle in 1997, so you know. They have a female now in the comic books of ITW, but it's actually good because it's good writing this time.
Well, when it's good writing, that's something that we wanted to talk about.
And it's part of the story actually. It's not a Raphael turned female or something that is a separate character, original character. But as far as I heard, it's great because
And you get
that little,
artwork and music and the physical game. Oh, that's great, Matty. But really, that's a lot of money. And when you finish playing with this game, like, what are you going to do with all that? I mean, the statue's gonna be forever, but it's too much. I never knew it. That bless you, Logan. You knew it all. Okay, I just want to say, guys, lastly, I wanted to do, not that I'm not gonna do it still, but I'm late. I wanted to do a video about the last episode of The Last of Us, because it's example of how you can change something. It's gonna be for the better. It's gonna give substance to the characters, already established characters, which in the game, in this case, they were nothing special, like really, and they're just there. So you can move along with the game. It's totally different in the game setting and what you have to actually do there to progress. The characters that you have to meet are important, but of course you cannot spend a ton of time on them because it would not make any sense in the context of a game. But here they took those two characters, make this amazing thing with them, and this is how you integrate LGB, and make it amazing. And you make the main message is okay. Here how you can have your life fulfilled when you have true love, and love knows no gender or whatever. That's like the true message, and you can really see just two people alone in the whole world, basically. I mean, not literally, but you know what I mean. Loving each other and dedicating their lives to each other. They give meaning to each other, and at the end of the day, even if you have this post-apocalyptic world, you can still find meaning and true love. And when you do, this becomes like a fulfilled life. So this is how you do it. This is how you do not shove down our throats as viewers such relationships. You have to make them as good as you can make any other relationship, and they did. Exactly. That's the right thing to do. That gives like honor to love in general and to all types of relationships. It doesn't matter straight or otherwise. It doesn't matter. It's just love. So it's absolutely profound. It's amazing. 10 out of 10. Get in. And that is it. That's what I wanted to say. Now I say it to you guys, but if I have to do like a very well edited video, if I can do that, I will. If not, that's my opinion on it. Okay. Oh wow, I never knew that. Bless you, Logan. I thought, and Will said, okay. Okay, guys, so thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the support, and to Matty for the amazing super chat. I hope that you had fun. We sure did. I hope to make some shorts out of this, really too.
Oh, there will be many shorts. But
I hope so. There was an epic time, Gary and Logan, super time, and with you all friends. Is this our first time this year together, making a stream together?
Wasn't it with Asterix and...
yes, that was the first one. That was the very first one. Actually, the very first one of the year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, this is the second one, which we're not playing the game. But we have to continue with Asterix Novelix, even if nobody watches it. I mean, well, if I don't spend my time on editing videos like I want to make that like the primary style of videos here, like today, because I knew that today I'm not gonna film anything and edit and all that, then we can use that time to at least have some kind of a fun. So we can do such stuff then, and gaming streams. So thank you guys once again, and we see each other very soon, hopefully. This was really an awesome time. Thank you, Logan. I love the comedy and honest thoughts. Stanley, thank you so.
Bonus some puppies.
And some Goldie. Yeah. Okay, guys. So love ya. And until next time, give your reviews. And Logan. Bye, guys.